Picture this: you're drowning in information, your tasks are piling up, and decision-making paralyzes you. You dream of a tireless assistant, capable of understanding your needs, acting autonomously, and freeing up precious time for you. What if I told you that this assistant isn't a distant dream, but a reality you can build yourself? No, this isn't science fiction, it's the power of helpful AI agents. Get ready to demystify technology and embrace a new level of personal efficiency, transforming today's challenges into opportunities of unprecedented power. In this story, inspired by real events, we will explore together, from start to finish, how to create an AI agent that won't just be a fleeting gadget, but a true extension of your intent and intellect. We will transform a complex and often overwhelming problem into an elegant solution, step by step, through 7 key chapters. It's a fascinating adventure that will show you how to regain control of your digital environment, optimize your thought processes, and even revolutionize fundamental aspects of your life. Buckle up, because this journey is about to begin. Chapter 1. The Genesis, identifying the key problem. It all starts with a spark, a palpable frustration, a sharp pain point that demands a solution. Our story begins with Leah, a permaculture and self-sufficiency enthusiast. She had always dreamed of building a sophisticated, resilient autonomous irrigation system for her garden, a model of sustainability and efficiency. The problem was that the information needed for such a project was sprawling and scattered: ancient agronomy manuals, modern engineering tutorials, DIY forums with contradictory advice, scientific studies on local microclimates, not to mention data on soil quality and historical rainfall. Leah felt literally drowned under this mass of data, unable to synthesize all this often contradictory or complementary information. She wasted endless time searching, filtering, verifying, and organizing, feeling increasingly demotivated and crushed by the sheer scale of the task. Her frustration mounted with each new page opened, each additional browser tab. That's when she had a flash of genius, a bold idea: why not create an AI agent to help her tame this informational chaos, to become her intelligent co-pilot? The first and most crucial step in building a useful agent isn't thinking about technology or code, but defining with absolute clarity the problem that agent is meant to solve. Without a well-identified problem, your agent will be like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly in an ocean of information, never reaching port. Leah therefore defined her problem precisely: the inability to efficiently collect, intelligently sort, quickly synthesize, and extract concrete, personalized action plans from a mass of heterogeneous and often technical information. She needed a guide. It's by targeting this specific pain that the potential of AI truly shines. But how do you transform this frustration into a clear, structured vision? How do you move from the problem to a concrete solution? Chapter 2. The Architecture of Intent, defining objectives and functions. Once the problem is identified and deeply felt, the next step is to visualize the solution with almost surgical precision. Leah took a piece of paper and listed, not what she wanted the AI to do in general, but what she specifically expected from her future agent for her irrigation project. Her objectives were clear, measurable, and action-oriented. First, the agent had to be capable of collecting ultra-relevant information on autonomous irrigation, going beyond simple keywords. Second, it had to be able to ruthlessly filter out the noise, obsolete or unreliable information, to identify the most trustworthy data applicable to her specific geographical and climatic context. Third, it was imperative that it could summarize complex technical concepts in simple, accessible language, without unnecessary jargon. And fourth, most importantly of all, it had to propose concrete, sequenced steps to help her design, build, and optimize her system. In other words, she didn't just want a sophisticated search engine, but a true virtual consulting engineer, a digital mentor capable of breaking down the monster into digestible chunks. Defining these precise functions is absolutely essential. A useful AI agent is one whose capabilities are perfectly aligned with your deepest needs. Think of it like a meticulous architectural plan. You never build a house without knowing how many rooms, their precise layout, and their functional utility. Each function must address an aspect of the initial problem. It's by detailing these expectations that you move from an abstract dream to a concrete specification for your AI. These functions are clear: They are the skeleton of our agent. But what powerful engine will run this intelligent machine? And here's the most important part, the technical question that demystifies the entire process and makes it accessible. Chapter 3. The Brain's Foundations, Choosing Tools and Technologies with Clear Objectives and Functions in Mind. Leah began the technical exploration phase. She wasn't a high-flying programming expert, but she knew that powerful and increasingly accessible building blocks existed, like technological Legos. She quickly gravitated towards using a large language model, or LLM, as the central brain for her agent. Why an LLM? Because these models are particularly excellent at understanding human language, generating coherent text, and performing complex syntheses, which was perfect for her consulting engineer needs. To efficiently store and search millions of relevant documents, articles, and technical sheets for her garden project, she considered integrating a vector database. These databases are ideal for semantic search, allowing information to be found not by exact keywords, but by the deep meaning of queries. And to orchestrate everything, so the agent could logically and autonomously chain together steps, collecting data, filtering it, summarizing it, then proposing actions, she thought of a simple and flexible scripting environment, like Python, which allows different AI services to be connected. The idea here isn't to become an expert in every tool, but to understand their specific role and how they interact. You're assembling a custom kit. You're not melting metal or manufacturing microchips yourself. The choice of technological foundations is crucial but should absolutely not intimidate you. It's primarily about identifying the components that best match the precise functions you defined in Chapter 2, and learning them step by step. Choosing the tools is only the first step in this fascinating construction. Without top-quality fuel, even the most sophisticated and well-assembled engine will never start. Chapter 4, Learning and Feeding, Data Collection and Preparation. An AI agent, however powerful in terms of models and algorithms, is inherently limited by the quality, relevance, and quantity of its information. Leah understood that for her agent to become a truly reliable and precise consulting engineer for her irrigation system, it was imperative to feed it impeccable data. She meticulously selected validated scientific articles on hydrology, recognized agricultural engineering manuals, verified testimonials from experienced permaculture farmers, and even local historical weather data databases for perfect contextualization. She didn't seek to collect as much data as possible indiscriminately, but to obtain the best possible data, the most reliable and specific to her need. She then undertook essential data cleansing work, removing duplicates, correcting errors, eliminating obvious biases, and, most importantly, consistently formatting texts so they could be easily utilized by her LLM and vector database. It's a bit like preparing a gourmet meal. The best ingredients, carefully selected and prepared, will always make the best recipe, far beyond a simple accumulation of everything lying around in the fridge. Data is the lifeblood of your AI agent. Its relevance, clarity, and freshness directly determine the agent's usefulness, reliability, and insight. Having the data and the engine is good. But how will the agent actually understand what you want? How will it reason and produce intelligent outputs? Chapter 5. The Agent's Heart, Designing Prompts and Interactions. Here, we address what could be called the art of effective communication with artificial intelligence. For her irrigation agent to behave exactly like the competent, solution-oriented consulting engineer she wanted, Leah had to learn to talk to it, not in everyday language, but with almost surgical precision. She designed prompts, precise and contextual textual instructions, to guide her LLM's reasoning and output. For example, instead of just asking "summarize this," she wrote a much more elaborate instruction. As an expert engineer in permaculture irrigation systems and a specialist in Mediterranean climates, analyze and synthesize key principles X and Y, evaluate their specific applicability to a 100-square-meter garden located in the Marseille region, and propose 3 distinct design options for an autonomous irrigation system, detailing their advantages, disadvantages, and a preliminary estimate of their implementation complexity. Use clear, direct language without excessive jargon. She even added crucial budgetary constraints, only mention technologies and materials whose total acquisition cost is less than €500. It's a constant interaction, a true roleplay where you define not only the AI's persona but also the precise rules of the game, its limits, and its output objectives. The effectiveness, relevance, and quality of your agent's responses largely depend on your ability to formulate clear, precise, nuanced, and contextualized queries. It's the intelligent design of prompts that gives your agent a personality, a mission, and a real, useful function. But, let's be honest, even the best agents aren't perfect on the first try. Far from it, and that's good news. Chapter 6. Continuous evolution, testing, iterating, and improving. The creation of an AI agent is never a fixed or linear process. On the contrary, it's a cycle of continuous improvement, a virtuous spiral. The first draft of Leah's agent, though promising and already revolutionary for her, inevitably had its shortcomings. Sometimes, it misinterpreted a subtle instruction, proposing a solution that didn't exactly match her constraints. Other times, it forgot to consider a key factor, such as the specific evapotranspiration of certain plants. Leah then spent valuable hours testing her agent with a multitude of real and hypothetical scenarios, asking increasingly complex questions about specific irrigation problems in her garden, unexpected challenges. She carefully observed its responses, identified its weaknesses, its blind spots, and methodically refined her prompts, making them more precise, more restrictive, or more open as needed. She also added new data that was missing or clarified certain points, and adjusted the parameters of her LLM tools or vector database. It's an incessant cycle of experimentation, careful analysis, and adjustment. Every error encountered isn't a failure, but a valuable lesson. Every detected imperfection is a direct and immediate opportunity for improvement. This phase of iteration and constant feedback is absolutely crucial for moving from a merely functional agent to one that is truly useful, reliable, and trustworthy. Without this rigorous discipline, your agent risks remaining an imperfect prototype, underutilizing its immense potential. The agent improves with each interaction, becoming more precise, more relevant, but can it become a truly autonomous ally, a true co-pilot without ever overwhelming you, without losing sight of essential human control? That's the question we address in our final chapter. Chapter 7, Autonomy and Supervision, From Utility to Indispensability. Leah's ultimate goal wasn't just to have another tool, but an intelligent, proactive, and trustworthy partner. She wanted her agent to be able to act semi-autonomously, providing her with relevant information and suggestions without her having to constantly prompt it. She set up triggers, automatic activators. For example, the agent was to check local weather forecasts every morning and suggest adjusting irrigation if a prolonged dry spell or intense rain was predicted for the coming days. But she also intelligently integrated unwavering safeguards. No critical or irreversible action was taken without her explicit validation. The agent could synthesize best irrigation practices for the upcoming week, propose a detailed and optimized watering schedule, but it was always Leah, the human, who made the final decision, who gave the green light. This is the subtle, yet fundamental, balance between intelligent AI autonomy and enlightened human supervision that transforms a powerful tool into an indispensable and secure member of your personal team. This step is the apex of our journey, where the AI agent transcends the status of a simple tool to become a true teammate, an extension of your mind, enriching your life, optimizing your time, and multiplying your capabilities without ever depriving you of your essential judgment and free will. This is Freedom Regained. Leah's journey, inspired by multiple real-world experiences of AI agent creators, powerfully shows us that creating a useful and personalized AI agent is not a quest reserved for an elite of computer experts. It's a logical, motivating, and deeply gratifying process that begins with the clarity of your intent and is fed by your willingness to experiment, learn, and iterate. You now have the complete roadmap, the 7 key steps to transform your most complex problems into intelligent and elegant solutions. Imagine the precious time you could free up, the crucial decisions you could optimize with unprecedented help, and the intellectual and practical power you could unlock by creating your own custom AI agent. The future of personal efficiency, continuous learning, and problem-solving is literally in your hands, ready to be shaped. Start today. Follow us for your dose of business motivation. Don't forget to subscribe.